Do you want more? More time, more balance, more love, more sex, more money, more real, and less bullshit? This is the Women Wanting More podcast with Dr. Karen Osborne. Real life, real stories, plus real tips to get you more of what you want.
Hey sister, this is Dr. Karen Osborne. Listen, I'm going to talk to you for 30 seconds before this episode begins about my next Women Wanting More live event. This is 2.5 days of women just like you being pushed physically, mentally, emotionally, getting really clear on what they want, knowing why it matters, and leave with the tools to actually put that into action and being part of a sisterhood. So if this is something that really, really resonates within your heart, sister, I want you to head over to drkarenosborne.com, click on the Work With Me button, and we can start the application process. I look forward to hearing from you. Here's that episode. So, sister, I'm going to encourage you to let your badass out. Why does this matter? What does that mean? I know this whole, I have in my tagline, whenever I put posts, I say, powerful, badass, mindset mentor. Like, that's how I define myself. That's how I see myself. But that's how my actions line up with how I see myself and who I want to be. And so what does that look like? Well, I can tell you right now, I did something today that felt fucking amazing. Felt very badass. So I've been boxing. So I'd trained for about 2 months when I was still in Alberta. We moved to Victoria, had about 6 weeks in between when we moved and looked for a new trainer. And I've been training with my current trainer, Rob, for, I'd say around 2.5 months, about 2.5 months, close to 3 months. And so my goal and my intention is to fight in 2017. Like, for real, fight. Either in a tournament and I think actually my trainer Rob has said, we'll get me into a tournament first. But, there's something that I really feel pulled to this. It makes zero sense. I'm 47 years old. Most of these chicks are like in their 20s. Why would I want to do this, right? Because I know that on the other side of this is power. I know that the badass who is me inside, who is me on the outside, will become even more badass. And here's the thing. Your badassery, if I may, comes out big time when you do things that are uncomfortable, right? When you do things that scare you. Anybody can do things when they feel great. Oh, I have lots of energy. Let me go to the gym today. Oh, my marriage is doing so great. Let me tell my husband I love him today. My kids, they're behaving so well and they're listening. I love my kids today. See, to me, being a badass is not about only showing up that way when it's convenient, right? When it's easy to, when it makes sense, when you're in that state of flow with your day or with your life. That's easy. That's easy. Being a badass to me means showing up consistently and doing the things that matter in your life based on what you want and knowing clearly why you want it, even when you don't feel like it. When you don't feel like it. Okay, this morning, I get up at 4:30. I come downstairs. I have everything. So I've got it kind of really down to a science with my morning routine. Okay, so I've got clothes laid out so that I don't wake anybody up. I come down the downstairs bathroom. I've got my toothbrush out, my contacts, comb my hair, brush my teeth. Okay, I feed my dogs. And when I went to take out my dogs this morning, now I knew that we had a little bit of snow last night. We really get almost no snow in Victoria. It snowed. If you can't see me doing air quotes right now, it's snow, but it's not like snow that I know. It's just it's come and gone, right? It's a little bit of frost on cars and stuff, but it'll be gone. Nothing really stays. You're not shoveling. It's really just more like a little frost, a little dusting. It's icy. The roads are a little bit icy right now in patches. But as I took my dogs out this morning, I was like, fuck, it's cold. I thought this morning that the toughest part of me getting up and getting going was just getting up right at 4:30. Because once I get going and start my day, I'm good, right? Because now I'm up and everything. No, the hardest part was now just oh my God, I just want to stay in the house. Brr. was cold. And I knew, and I was training this morning, I was boxing, that the gym is like cold. Okay, there's not any really like insulation in there, and so Rob will get there a little bit earlier and run some block heaters. And I've ordered boxing shoes, but for the time being, I'm in bare feet. Okay, the floor is fucking cold. When I'm skipping to warm up and that rope hits my feet that are cold, fucking hurts. When I box up in the ring it's almost like, I don't even know what it is, the material underneath that, but like it feels like it's like a steel, a little bit of a bounce to it, right? But like it's colder than the mats. So I was imagining all that stuff. I'm like, well, I've set up a time with Rob. Like I have to show up, right? Plus today was the first time that we were going to really spar. And we've been sparring, but this will be the first time then too that Rob's like, okay, I got some headgear for you. I have a mouth guard now. Had to get it all kind of molded last night before I went to bed. I was like, all right, throwing down here, right? And I've been nervous about it, but I feel a little bit better having headgear on a mouth guard because, that's been part of my thing was like, dude, I don't want to get my teeth knocked out. Like, I'm a badass, but I like my teeth. I want to be a badass without front teeth. So we start sparring, and as soon as I put the mouth guard in, I go to Rob, and you can't really talk all that when you got a mouth guard in. I was like, I feel like a badass. And there's some times where he hit me. Now, he's not hitting me really hard yet. And, he's kind of coached me a little bit, but we're sparring, going back and forth. Did a couple rounds of that. And I remember when he kind of like, hit me like harder in the stomach or a little bit more in the face. But again, it's more like the headgear's taking the bulk of it. And I was like, fuck you. However that sounded with the mouth guard on. And he was like, man, you got a little bit extra fire today. And I was like, I think I feel a little safer doing this now, having headgear on and mouth guard. And I was like, to me, when I think on and reflect on it now, it's just like a bit of a switch where I was like, all right, I'm like suiting up, right? I'm suiting up with my headgear, mouth guard. I've been training for a while. Like, I am fucking ready to do this. This is part of who I am. Felt like a badass, right? Now, I could have kept our training the way that we've done it. I could have said, well, I don't really know if I want to train, and kind of procrastinate and put it off, and I don't really know. But the next step is, we did this actually, and then I had to cancel a session because I just had like terrible, like some kind of stomach flu. Like I didn't know how I was going to even show up the next morning, which I wasn't able to. So I had to cancel a session where he had actually had one of his, another client that he coaches who's fought once, woman, so we could spar. And so we had to cancel. We're going to set up another time, hopefully soon. But, it was again, just like that. This feels awesome. Like I feel powerful. I feel powerful. I feel like a badass. And you can show up as a badass, sister, every single day. Badass in what you do for work or business. A badass with how you parent. I was a badass as a parent this morning. I'm like, Kai is not getting changed for daddy. I'm like, hey, Kai, we're going to do it. Oh, I don't want to. I want shirt or pants for a shirt. Okay. Kind of walk them through. Both my boys, like, on point with their power words today. Like, just amazing. Amazing. Even though I didn't walk my oldest son to school as I normally would because all the streets are super icy. Like, super icy. It's like, we're not walking today, bro. We gotta drive. Like, on point with that. Feel connected with my husband this morning. I feel great in my body today. Like, I know what's happening with the schedule. Like, I am ready to, like, crush this fucking day. Badass. So, here's your more tip for today. Who do you need to become to be the badass that you know that you really, truly are inside? Who do you need to become? What does she look like? What does she talk like? How does she show up? How does she move her body? How does she communicate with other people? You define what this is for you. See, badass to me is just another way of saying powerful. That just sounds a little bit cooler, right? Badass. Powerful. Being aligned with who you truly are and not being afraid to express that. Being okay with people maybe not liking who you are. Because it's more important to be who you are than to be liked by other people. Because when you fully show up, sister, as who you are, your world will shift. Your world will change. You will impact people. You will make a difference. Badass. It is your birthright. Will you choose it? Will you choose it, sister? So for 10 minutes, I want you to take out your journal and write down the top, Who do I need to become the badass that is me? And see what comes up from it. See, this is the deep work that a lot of you will listen to and say, oh yeah, that's cool, I'll do that, and never do it. And never do it. You want to have more in your life? You need to start doing the work, sister. This is how it begins. This is how it begins. And this is how it began for 6 awesome women, incredible women, that found power at the other end of 2.5 days of a very intense live event I did with women here in October. So this is about 6 weeks ago in Victoria, BC, Canada, where I live. 2.5 days of being pushed physically, mentally, emotionally. So here's something really cool. We put together clips of video and still pictures and narrative of me after the event. Something I never actually planned to put together, but said, how can I create an experience through video to help some women understand like what this was like? And you're going to hear the sound isn't the best in spots. I didn't have people mic'd. Like it was really just like put together at the end of just like, let's see what we can do with this. Hired someone to put it together, music in there. Like it's awesome. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to watch the Women Wanting More live event movie. If you've seen it already once, go and watch it again. You're going to head over to drkarenosborn.com/live events. You're going to enter in your name and email, give you immediate access to watch the movie. It's only 7 minutes, actually 6:50, just under 7 minutes. Plus, there are 5 interviews now with 5 of the 6 women after the event for you to really see, like, what was it like for them afterwards, right? Because it's one thing to go to an event and be all in like, but can you come back with that clarity of what you want and why and all the tools to make it happen and actually put the plan into place? See, to me, results is everything. There's a reason I'm working so intensely with few women because I want results. All of you have access to this podcast. You could follow these more tips and line up and holy shit, your life would change. But the thing is that most of you will not because you don't have the association of a powerful group. You don't have access to the tools. And these are all things that are possible in my Women Wanting More live events. So head over to drkarenosborn.com/live event, LIVEEVENT. Enter your name and email. You'll get all that access. And when you watch this, if you feel like I need to be at the next one, like I want to find the badass inside of me and find a way to access that, and I'm telling you, it results in 2.5 days, sister. This is no fucking joke. Like significant shifts with these women in a short period of time, then you need to apply to be at the next one. Right now, my next live event, there's currently 4 spots left. Like that's it. They're very small events. I'm capping at 6 women only to create the significant life fucking changing experience. So you'll see there will be a spot when you go and watch the movie, you watch the interviews after the event of the 5 of the 6 women, and there'll be a spot for you to actually apply to be at the live event. It'll take you to a form. It'll take you 5-10 minutes to fill out, and then we'll get on the phone in the next 4 to 8 hours to see if you are fit. Because yeah, this is by application. This is not for every woman, but you know what, sister? You might be one of the next ones. And I get to connect with you face to face, eyeball to eyeball, and really help you get to the badass that you truly are and deserve to show up as. So I will talk to the next episode, sister. A life of more is just one step away from me doing the fucking work every single day. I love and appreciate you.
To get the show notes of each Women Wanting More episode, including the How to Get More tip, subscribe to the newsletter at drkarenosborn.com/newsletter.